All right, welcome back. We have another story here, real quick. I guess this might be connected to the Yoruba mythology thing that we covered a little bit earlier on. We're talking about none other than Sunday IGBOHO. According to this headline, he sent a bold message to the UK Prime Minister. I'm going to read this article on Punch News, Nigeria. It says a Yoruba nation agitator, Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, has submitted a petition to the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Keir Starmer, to consider the creation of a Yoruba nation. Olayomi Koiki, the spokesman for Sunday
Koiki,
Igboho, Koiki,
Koiki Media.
Koiki, okay. The spokesman for Sunday Igboho made this known in a post on Sunday via his X page. He stated that Igboho submitted the petition on behalf of the leader of the Yoruba Nation movement, Professor Adebanji Akintoye. He wrote, and I quote, "At exactly 1400 hours, Dr. Chief Sunday Igboho delivered a petition to the UK Prime Minister on behalf of Professor Adebanji Akintoye, leader of the Yoruba Nation movement, and Olayomi Koiki, a spokesman, at 10 Downing Street. Those who accompanied Igboho were diaspora youth leader Prophet Ologunoluwa, Vice President of Ifeladun Akpapo, Fatai Ogun Ribido, General Secretary of Yoruba World Media, Alaja Adeyeye, and member of the Yoruba Nation movement, Paul Odebiyi. Punch Online reports that the movement is seeking the immediate intervention of the UK Prime Minister and his government in their agitation to set up a country that indigenous Yoruba people will predominantly own. Let me see here. Akintoye and Sunday Igboho have been at the forefront of the actualization of a Yoruba nation. So I don't know if there's a connection between this and Yoruba people are millions upon millions of people, including people that practice the Yoruba religion in the South America, all around the world. So I don't think the Yoruba people are going anywhere anytime soon. But what's the benefit? What's the upside? What's the downside of the creation of a Yoruba nation?
Thank you very much. I think what the average Yoruba person, not just the Yoruba person, Igbo person, a Fik person, a Ibibio person, Edo person, Ishan person, you're talking of more than 400 tongues and tribes in Nigeria. What everybody aspires for, first and foremost, is the dignity of the human person. And then sitting down, negotiating the terms and conditions of our coexistence as co-equals, not somebody coming with a hegemonic agenda and they're making life uncomfortable for every other person or every other national, ethnic nationality within the space called Nigeria or elsewhere. Of course, immediately it will look like, oh, this is a concerted and unified initiative. No. Unless there is a deliberate effort and push. And Sunday Igboho should hear this very well. As a compatriot, no, he who is not against him will be for him. We thought this initially was an attempt at confronting the killing machine of the Fulani invaders and marauders, terrorists and bandits that had permeated everywhere and had made it a front burner agenda that kings, chiefs, and freeborns in Yoruba land and all over Nigeria, wherever, should come under their what you call it? It should come under their subservience. This is what every Nigerian rejects. But to go to 10 Downing Street without first sampling the views of the average Yoruba person. For example, you had my own misgivings about how there had been a mix-up in the story of creation or how Yorubas got to where they are today. The pre-Oduduwa dynasties are suppressed, like the Obaile people, like the Ugbo people,
Mm-hmm.
like Ekiti people and all that. They want us to accept the fact that, oh, Oduduwa came and then life started with him. No, he's a migrant settler in Yoruba land.
I think
And
at
if
this point we should all know that that's false. At this point,
yes, if by way of a struggle, maybe some war, and what in war it is fair to find a loser and a winner. If that is how it gained preeminence, that would be okay. But to make it look like, oh, it came and that was the beginning of this in Yoruba land, these things must be discussed. We must come into terms, embrace our worst fears and deal with these fears, which is what the negotiation of the terms and conditions for keeping the Nigerian Federation. Of course, don't mind the aberration, the abuse of the word federation in Nigeria. Since the coming of Aguiyi Ironsi and initially Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, something that is already leading to a disaster for the Igbo people, for Yoruba people, for the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria today. What we have in place is Unitarianism, and that cannot work. You should look at the scientific research done by political scientists like Obafemi Awolowo and what have you elsewhere on keeping a multi-ethnic, multilinguistic society going. That is when we will. That is the only way we can appreciate the enormity of the trouble that stares us in the face. So before you go to Downing Street, 10 Downing Street, the office of the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, the people who himself started the fire of disunity and suspicion amongst brothers and sisters in Nigeria. That is where you want to start the campaign? No. I'd rather look towards what is in place institutionally with United Nations, with other funding organizations, maybe the European Union, but with Great Britain itself is a suspect in the agenda to model up things for Nigerians. So going forward, Mr. Sunday Igboho, yes, he has to stay safe. I don't want to put him in harm's danger. I know that there is a price on his head. I know that the superstructure, the deep state in Nigeria will kill anybody for even daring to want to, reshape things. Like everybody is talking in Nigeria today, having a piece of advice for the people of Guyana that have set aside some money coming from their newfound oil wealth. While Guyana is saying every school should be tuition free, a country of 800,000 people, Nigerian experts who failed when they had their own oil boom, I said, oh, Nigeria traveled that route. It ended in a disaster for Nigeria. Guyana should not do that. It's a lie. Saudi Arabia traveled that route. It did not end in a disaster. UAE and Dubai in particular, they used their oil resources positively, and it has worked for them. In the case of Nigeria, these people are pretending, oh, Nigeria mismanaged by spending money. When was education ever free in Nigeria? Other than the universal primary education idea and the free primary education idea that was first espoused by Obafemi Awolowo, later embraced by the Muritala Obasanjo administration, 1976 to 1979. Other than that, Nigerian elites have always stolen whatever came from the oil boom. They signed all kinds of all kinds of contracts and loan agreements and what have you. The ordinary people did not benefit anything from the oil resources in Nigeria. So Nigerian leaders should pocket, and Nigerian economic experts should pocket their advice and should not misadvise the people of Guyana. Guyana people want to spoil their people with their new oil fund money. That country also has diamond, gold, bauxite. They're doing well. If they take out their 800,000 people who originally were brought there to mine the sugarcane plantations by Britain, so be it. Don't misadvise them, please. And then they always talk of Aramco as the wonder of the world. Aramco originally started as an American oil conglomerate. Saudi Arabia bought into it gradually and later took over the entire assets and liabilities, and today is doing well for the people of Saudi to always look at it as if oil money is always a curse. That in itself cannot be true. It cannot be true. It depends on how well you plan, how sincere you are with your people. Nigerian leaders have never been sincere with Nigerians. So Sunday Igboho must go back home, not physically. What I mean is that there must be consultations. Those of us whose history, whose story had been suppressed, and they're made to behave as if we are not the main people in Yoruba land. Of course, you look at the congruity and the contiguity of the linguistic components of the kind of Yoruba spoken from Ilefe to Ilesha, Akure, Ekiti, every other place, all the way to Okunland, in Kogi, Igbomina, Egba, Ijebu, you would notice that it would have that kind of coloration of us still having issues, to iron out before we can even launch this and trust it on people who will ultimately betray us, because Great Britain has always betrayed the the natives. People don't like to be called natives. But that is who we are, the original people of the African African land. So let us expand this conversation. If the vast majority of our people say they want this sovereign Yoruba nation, so be it. But let it not be that you will win it again, and then the forces that have always dominated in Abuja will come now and show us Shege that has Banza in it. We won't stand for that.
Thank you so much. So join the conversation again in the chat. We want to know what you think about this whole thing. The Sunday Igboho Yoruba Nation agitation. Me too, I'm just learning. I'm a Yoruba man, but I'm learning as we go. To see, I know some of our parents are very, very interested in the outcome of this, but join the conversation in the comment section, and we have a fire round comment reactions coming right up. We'll be right back.